Hey guys, my name is Jen. If you don't know who I am or you're new to this channel, I am Jen, obviously. I'm 27 years old. I had just recently had a baby. She is 3.5 weeks old. If you watch till the end of the video, I will show you her. She's asleep in her swing right now. That is probably, I'd have to say, one of the best things that I had ever asked for because I've worked with kids. I've had experience with different things, but she definitely loves the swing, so you definitely want to have one of those. I thought today I would tell you a little bit about my labor story, and I thought I'd show you some things of what I'm really grateful for that I had, and then I thought at the end of the video, if you stay all the way till, you should, the end, then I will show you what my belly looks like 3.5 weeks postpartum. So, first things first, I had been induced on Monday, October 9th, and the reason I was induced was because I had gestational diabetes. So the doctor and I had made the decision that it was best for me and for the baby to be induced. Also, I pushed a little bit for it because of certain health issues, and I have a bladder disorder, so what it does is it tightens my muscles down there, and they kind of don't really like to cooperate very much, and I go through physical therapy for that. Still working on that. Hopefully eventually it'll get fixed. But anyway, what had happened was, so we got in there, and my husband and I, we were waiting, and we're wondering, like, when is this going to get started? And it took them forever, it felt like, to actually get started. And they ended up doing all this paperwork and all this stuff, and they have you get in the gown, they have you pee in a cup because they want to test it. The funny thing is they had me pee in a cup, and I don't think they tested it for like a while. And I was like, this is weird. You're pushing me to like pee in this cup. And then, you know, like I couldn't imagine if I was like hardcore labor right now and you asked me to do this, like, oh my God, I couldn't even, whoo. So, the biggest thing you guys are probably wondering is when did it start? Like, when did the labor really kick in? Like, when did it get going? And what had happened was, Monday pretty much was just easy for me because I was in the bed, the doctors were coming in, like mainly the nurses were checking, and they were trying to see, like, am I dilating, am I getting contractions? And I was getting some contractions. They had put me on this like strip thing, and they put it up in your private, and what it does is, like, there's this little string that hangs up, and it goes all the way up to your uterus, like where the baby's at. And it's supposed to help try to start it up and get it going. And I will tell you, them putting it in, I think, hurt more than me actually having everything going, because you just don't know what to expect. And them checking your cervix is not the most pleasant feeling. So guys, if you have a wife, a girlfriend, a significant other that is having a baby, please remember what we go through. You know, be as supportive as you're gonna be, because I will tell you, it helps. My husband, I think the hardest thing he had was he didn't really know what to do, and we didn't really know what to do. So Monday was pretty easy. We had people come, and I was like, you know, it's kind of pointless because, like, nothing's going on, you know, like, I'm just sitting here like normal. And so I did the ball, and I tried to, like, you know, rock on the ball and try to see if something would get going and walk and stuff, and it was so nice. And they put monitors around your stomach, and what it does is it watches for contractions, and it watches for the baby's heart rate, and you have to keep these monitors on. So if you walk or if you're in the bed, they have to watch to see how the baby's doing. And that was actually not that bad. And mine kept sliding down, so the nurse had to keep coming and fixing it. So that actually was kind of funny because you would hear like the thing, like, it sounded like a siren. And the nurse kept saying, oh, I have to stop you and your husband here. Like, we need to fix the belt. And that was kind of annoying, but it was funny at the same time. And then Tuesday, I think it was Monday night to Tuesday, they decided to do Pitocin. So what Pitocin does is it starts to get your labor going. And I was having contractions with the, like, string thingy. I always forget what it's called. So if you know what it is called, comment down below and let me know. I completely forgot the name of it, just in case somebody was curious and wanted to know what the name of it was called. But anyway, continuing on, the doctor took out the little string thingy and started the Pitocin, and them taking it out actually hurt pretty good too, because it's just like you're uncomfortable, the baby's trying to move down, and I was getting contractions like every 2 to 3 minutes apart, and then it would get like 3 to 5, and it would kind of jump around, so I saw what they meant about that. Tuesday, my husband decided to stop out to go get some lunch. So the Pitocin started to kick in. I will have to say the Pitocin really kicks your butt. I see now what people mean about how if you really have to get induced, really be prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally, because it's very hard and on your body, and you really need somebody to be there and really support you, because it's very, very painful and very difficult to really explain what you need to your other coach or your significant other. And I would have to say, once things really got going, it really, really hurt. It's way worse than menstrual cramps. Don't let anybody tell you it's like menstrual cramps, because I have painful menstrual cramps, and that was way worse than painful menstrual cramps. I can't explain the feeling, guys, but it is very, very, very painful. I was crying. I was in so much pain, and I was only at a 1. I was at a 1, guys, and I was crying because it hurt so bad, and they gave me the epidural. And so my husband had to step out, and we thought, okay, maybe things will get going. They're like, maybe you could have the baby Tuesday. I have a niece that has a birthday October 10th, so we thought, oh, that would be so cool. Like, they could have the same birthday. Well, anyway, the baby ended up not coming on that Tuesday, and I ended up getting the epidural. The epidural, like, numbs your legs, so it lowers down. I got it way, way, way too early, and I wish I wouldn't have been in so much pain. My body was shaking uncontrollably. I was just not, I had no control over my whole body, and it was the worst feeling on the planet, because you're in so much pain, you want to sleep, the people keep coming in, the nurses, all that. Like, it's great because they're doing their job, but you're just like, come on, like, I'm not gonna get sleep for the rest of my life, guys, like, until they're 18. Like, let me sleep for this little bit of time before I, have this kid. Like, so what had happened was, the Pitocin really started getting going, and I would kept begging them for more, for the epidural, because even when I got the epidural, as the Pitocin started getting, and my contractions started getting closer and closer together, it got more and more painful. And I thought, oh, getting this epidural, I'm not gonna feel nothing, I'm gonna, it's gonna go easy. No, I felt everything once the epidural wore off. And they're able to give you more, like, if you need it. And the nurse kept telling me, no, like, you'll be fine, it's okay, it's not that bad. No, it was that bad. If you have a bladder issue like I do, yeah, no, it did not help. And what had happened was, my husband stepped out because he did not get to eat, like, at all that much that week. So we were at the hospital before, like, the labor got going for, like, 2 days, and then I had her that Wednesday, so I'll get more into that. And he stepped out to go get something to eat, and the Tuesday was, like, early afternoon, and my water broke. And to explain to you what it feels like, it just kind of feels like a little gush of, like, something popped. Like, you just feel this, like, pop feeling, all of a sudden, this, like, little bit of water, and it kind of makes you think you peed yourself. And I'm laying in the bed, so I don't know, like, what it feels like when you're standing up. But I called the nurse, and I was like, I think my water broke. And she comes in, and she's like, well, let me see. And she's putting the gloves on, and you're just like, oh God, she's going to check me again. Like, this is not what I want to be going through right now, And so she decided to check, and I was at a 2 centimeters dilated, and I was 80% effaced. And my husband walked in, he goes, what happened? I'm like, my water broke. And she confirmed that my water did break. It started to gush more as she checked it. So that was really weird. Definitely, they put a towel under me. So definitely, if you go through your water breaking, I would definitely recommend lots of towels, because it's a lot of water and it comes out, like, a lot. And so I ended up having the bloody show after the water broke, and I didn't even know what was going on, because you don't feel nothing, because I had the epidural too early, so I didn't feel any of that. The only thing I felt was the water breaking, because you feel like, it's like if you took a balloon and you popped it with water in it, it's like that, but you feel it from the inside, and so my husband and I were like, okay, we're gonna get ready, like, we think this is it. And so things are just going slow and slow and slow, and I'm in so much pain, unbelievable amount of pain. And I'm trying to think, he left the room again, and because he needed to get something else to eat. And like I said, we were going for long amount of periods of time, so please don't judge my husband for when he did leave. This was just the moments that apparently my body was deciding, okay, he left, like, I'm gonna do this right now. And he left again, and I was in a lot of pain, and I was begging for a C-section. Like, I really wanted one, and I was like, please to God, give me a C-section. answer my prayers, put me out of my pain. I'm in so much pain right now. And when he left the room, the doctor comes in, the nurses come in, they had me laying in a peanut ball. I was crying uncontrollably because I was in so much pain. And I don't want to scare anybody that's going to give birth, but I want to be real with you guys of what it feels like, because I researched so many videos and people are like, oh, it hurts, but it's not that bad, and oh, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm giving you the real story. This is how it is very painful. Very painful. And I'm not going to explain how it feels because there's really no way to describe it in the right words, and there's no way really to prepare yourself for it, but it is very painful. So really be prepared, guys. And when he left the room, they're like, you know what? The heart rate was going up. Her heart rate was around the 170s, and it wasn't going back down. It was like staying 170 something, like constantly, and it should be going up and down. Like there should be accelerations, and like they want to see the babies moving, and they were concerned that the Pitocin was making things, you know, a little hard on her for her heart rate, and then also the fact that I was not going below a -1 station. You're supposed to go to a +3, and I went from a -2 to a -1, and I never went past a -1. So she was lowering, but not enough like she was supposed to be. And I got all the way to a 9, guys. So they told me that I pretty much went for 2 labors for the price of 1, you know, baby. So, when my husband left, they're like, we're gonna decide we need to do a C-section. And I'm thinking, finally, like, you guys, you know, God answered my prayers, and it had to take you guys 36 hours for me to finally get a C-section. And I was so scared. I'm thinking, what is this gonna feel like? I don't know what to expect. And it was the scariest moment. And they put the drape thing over your face, and they would test a little bit and be like, okay, do you feel this? Yeah. Do you feel this? Yes. Okay, give her more medicine. And eventually it got to the point where they gave me so much medicine that I was so out of it. And I felt nothing. Like, I felt some stuff like in the beginning before they gave me more, but I was probably in a sleep twilight zone because I had no idea what happened. My husband's like, look, there's our daughter. And I heard her cry and everything, but I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what happened? And I look over, I'm like, there's no baby. And he's like, she just went over there. Like, she was right there. And I was like, what happened? I was really out of it. But it was the most amazing feeling, guys, ever. I can't explain it, but it was probably the most magical feeling I have ever experienced in my entire life. And the recovery is probably one of the worst parts too. But I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to continue into another video, so stay tuned for part 2. And also I'm going to explain to you guys what are some things I enjoy using for her right now. And please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought about my video, and give me a giant thumbs up. And stay tuned for the next one. Bye!